Hey everybody, as usual with videos like this, I'm not going to call it a review because I'm just doing this as a fan. With the Lego stuff on my Lego channels, I take it seriously and I do full-on reviews. But here I'm just a fan of sci-fi toys, mech models and things, and I'm just going to be looking at a thing here in this video and talking about it. I am calling this a sponsored review, even though technically it could be said that it isn't. Yolopark, the company that made this, sent it to me, so I did not pay for it, but that was for Twitch content that is already done. I'm just doing this video here as a fan, but I wanted to err on the side of over disclosing. Also in the video description, you'll see an affiliate link and a coupon code, and if you use either of those, I might get a commission potentially if you want to buy the thing or anything else on their shop. They're a relatively new brand. They're most known for their big Optimus Prime and now Shockwave large scale high-end, super high-end model kits. But this is not a super high-end model kit. This costs $30 US. It's in the AMX series, or sorry, AMK series as they call it. This one's marked at 16 centimeters in height, and it does not transform. As is usually the case for Transformers models, this one does not transform because it's not a Hasbro or Takara thing, and it's a thing. Hasbro is very protective of their license, so they get the Transformers brand out there. But when it comes to transforming toys, they generally want to keep a hold on that. I have this thing in the most ridiculous pose just because I had fun with it. And you can put it into ridiculous poses. I'm not doing anything special here. There's no trickery. There's nothing underneath, nothing holding it up. It's just, this has a lot of articulation. It is, however, marked as more of a toy. So this is intended to go after the 8+ age range. I just have it in like almost a breakdancing pose. Just, I don't know. It just happened. Okay. It just happened. Don't beat me up about it. But let's take it into more of a boring pose. We just look at the thing on the whole here, rotate everything back, and there we go. Now I have just a plain Bumblebee. Well, that's my bad. I just overextended one of these pieces and I just broke it a little bit. Oops, I forgot about that, and that's my bad. So I'll have to glue that back. I'm going to leave it for now, but the thing is, you can push this down. You can pull it out. Well, that's a little bit of a durability issue for younger kids playing with it, and something that's good to know. The first durability issue that I've noticed with these things. Interesting. Well, my mistake. Well, there it is. I will fix that up with some regular plastic cement. All right. Things that are thin on this that aren't going to have that problem as much are the fingers in particular. The fingers or something that would be, because these are not able to articulate, there's something that would definitely be flexible, or be fragile rather. Thankfully they are flexible, so they're made of rubber pieces. Other things that are small, just since that happened just now, little bits here, I don't really see there being much issue with those. The doors have a little bit of flex to them, but they're made of multiple parts. The windows, I think, are a harder plastic. The backing is a slightly softer plastic. But let me show you a little bit about this. First of all, a little bit of additional context for how this is presented. So when you get it, it's not fully assembled, but it's not entirely a traditional model kit. It comes in sub-assemblies. So that's one thing. That's one thing. Upper body is one thing. You put the shoulders on, you put the arms together. It's multiple sections of arms. You put some of the accessories and armor pieces onto it as well. You can see more here. The wheel pieces you put on the back. Head gets put on. This one does not have an alternate head to go with it, but as far as articulation is concerned, it has more of the feel of an action figure to me, with the larger joints. If I just pull this out, I just want to show you what some of the joints may look like. So it's a push fit with multiple types of plastic put together. to get a lot of friction in there. Some of these things will get out of their own way, so this is able to shift just a little bit here, forward and back. There is a little bit of flashing right there. That's probably one of the worst quality control things that I've seen on the 3 kits that I did get. It's right there, that one in particular. The other side wasn't quite so bad. Obviously that's trimmable, but I don't want to try to hide that from you. So this is not the highest quality possible, but it is $30 US for something that's much larger than a typical, well, we spent some time on Twitch researching competitors to this line, and we weren't able to find anything that competed well against it, especially when you consider not only the range of motion, but also the engineering to get things like the moving center joint for the knee there. So you're able to put this into in-between poses. This one I think probably needs to be loosened up just a little bit. There's a Phillips head small screw right there and another one there. I think this top one needs to be loosened because the other side moves a little bit more smoothly, a little bit more how you'd expect it to, right? Kind of keeps the kneecap closer to the center. And I think it's just that one screw is slightly over tightened right there. You can still get it to do what you want. It just doesn't, you kind of have to touch it just to put it in between there. But things like that middle joint is nice here on the arm. You've got the double jointing, so it bends in 2 places. So you're able to curl it in quite far. And in addition to that, you've got some mobility of the pauldron piece out here to kind of help get it out of the way. It's also able to extend down, so you put that in some different poses to create the coverage that you want. Up and down here, rotation. There's actually a ball joint in there. There's separate rotation if you want. That doesn't really do a whole lot. The inner ring there can be moved separately, but most of the articulation at the shoulder is with a ball joint that's inboard a ways, and then you can also rotate in and out so you can get it to ultimately reach across the chest, reach up, reach above, across, get it to reach behind the back, things like that. Look how far that's going. So that's all pretty good as far as articulation is concerned, I think. The head on this one doesn't do quite a whole lot. There's a neck piece in there, and it's basically just 2 ball joints. So you got the ability to kind of shift this forward and back a bit. Side to side, not so much in terms of shifting, but you can also bend it around, kind of get it out of its own way a little bit. So it's able to turn, look down quite a bit. Doesn't look up quite as much though. Trying to get that out of the way. Yeah, it doesn't really look up. It's something that these are definitely limited on. The doors can be rotated around a bit back here. Those are attached in separately, so this is perfectly fine and safe. The wheels can be moved around a little bit, bring them up a little bit higher or down, which can add a little bit of dynamic nature to some poses a little bit. And then down at the legs, you're able to go full forward, full back, forward, get the upper armor out of the way a little bit. And you already saw the knee joint in action, moving down to the ankle. Look on this side. See, I can do this, unlike with the Gundams. Here, I'm just a lot more casual with it because I'm not trying to put it into a specific pose for display. I will put it into a pose, but fundamentally just the fact that this is more action figure-like, just to me, for me, just asks for it to be touched more, for it to be moved around and played with more. So a little bit of toe curl there, and you can get this out of the way. Otherwise, it would kind of stop it right there, just a little bit. Could have been more. Could have been more, definitely there. You got the side to side as well. Sorry, I keep moving a little bit too high in frame, but that can go side to side quite a bit, and those all work together to allow you to do some pretty interesting things, including getting it to split out this way, so you can do the side splits with it. It's a lot of range, Nothing in here really moves. Looking around the back, doesn't have a lot of color separation in here. You know, the most difference you see is just into this silver and then the silver up here. This is probably the least detailed of them. Oh yeah, the wheels can get out of the way just a little bit to help with the articulation side to side. Just interesting choice. More is better than less, but some of these seem like almost excess to me. Think that's about it for what is here, but this does also come with multiple hands. I think each of these kits does have multiple hands included. So if I rotate this, I think, is this in its spot? Yeah, it's in its spot. This one does not have different head pieces. Oh yeah, the ears move up and down, as you already saw. I tried to move one of them up farther than it already was supposed to go, but those can be used for some expressiveness. But we now know that that's something to watch out for durability-wise. The other hands that are included, so I've got both of the fully open hands on this one right now, but it's got a half open hand, so that's for each side, half open, and then there's also a fist for each side, which is mostly closed. It's a little bit of an awkward looking fist, I think, but again, for each side, a little bit of printing, masked off printing on those, and just ball joints for them. And that's it for the stuff that's included. Again, while I was on Twitch, did the research with viewers, we weren't able to find anything else in this size range that could compete on price and appearance combined. You know, you can get things that can look a little bit better than it, significantly smaller for more money. But this has a nice combination that seems to make it fairly unique in the market. The buildability honestly doesn't do a whole lot for you. It's nice, but it's almost just reducing the labor that's involved in making it so that it can be cheaper, which I'm perfectly fine with. Like, it feels good to partially put the thing together, but it doesn't really act to me as a model kit. I think that even somebody in the intended 8+ age range isn't really going to see this as a full-on model kit, although it is nice to put your hands on and to contribute to completing something. And while you're putting it together, that teaches you about the joints that are there. But overall, my impression of this series is very positive, and yeah, I will definitely continue to buy more Yolopark stuff myself, as I already did buy the previous to them contacting me about these, about their big Optimus Prime kit, which is like a perfect grade Gundam, only better, significantly more detailed, significantly more parts. So I'll be eventually building that up and giving you my completely not sponsored video to cover that. But thank you for watching. That's it for this one, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye for now.